Hey everyone, it is Tanya. Welcome back to the channel and welcome to another speed build. Today, I'm actually back with another part of my state series, which is a series where I am slowly going through all 50 states in the United States and creating builds inspired by those states. These are loose representations that are based off of research on fun facts and just general information about each state, as well as looking at various Zillow listings to get an idea of what the areas look like. And I often will try and incorporate some silly things I find from those pictures and stuff I find as well on those sites. So by no means is this 100% accurate, but it's a really fun way to go about building some homes in the Sims. And I'm always open to your suggestions for other states you would like to see. But without further ado, today we are tackling the state of Colorado. We have done quite a few other states at this point, I believe 14 other ones. So this should be our 15th. We've previously done Wyoming, Maine, Arizona, Florida, Wisconsin, Louisiana, Vermont, New York, Pennsylvania, New Mexico, Utah, Oregon, Massachusetts, and Washington. So definitely let me know which state you would like to see next. But for right now, we're going to work on a house about Colorado, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about the state. So Colorado is the 21st most populous U.S. state, and it is in the Mountain West subregion of the Western United States that encompasses most of the southern Rocky Mountains. It's nicknamed the Centennial State because it became a state in the year 1876, so 100 years after the signing of the Declaration of Independence. The capital city of Colorado is Denver, which is also the state's most populous city, and it's quite often referred to as the Mile High City because it sits at 5,280 feet above sea level, which is exactly 1 mile. And Denver is actually one of the few places that I focused on when I came to trying to build something for this house. I ended up looking there and in Aspen, Colorado, which when I think of Colorado is one of the first places I think of because it's known for its like ski resorts. And when choosing a state to do this time of year, since I am currently experiencing winter in the United States, I really wanted to pick a place that I associate with snow. And so Colorado was one of those that came up. So I am currently building this house in the world of Glimmerbrook, but I will be moving it a little bit later to the top area of Mount Komorebi because that is where like the ski slopes are, and I thought that it fit in that area so well. So we will be moving that a little bit later, but those are the main areas that I was looking in, plus some of the outskirts of both of those cities on Zillow to get an idea of what I wanted this house to look like. So typically when I do this state series, when I'm looking through listings on Zillow, there are so many new builds, like new constructions that are just all super modern and look exactly like homes you would see anywhere. There's nothing unique about them. So I try to not go with those typically. And for this house, I didn't go with that. There was a lot of just like regular looking houses. But one thing that I found quite often in Colorado in homes that weren't super brand new, but like maybe newly renovated, was there was a lot of craftsman inspired houses. And I thought that that looked so nice in the snow, and I knew I wanted to have some deep woods going on here. And so I played around with that, but I changed the wood swatch so many different times and the color of the windows. But luckily we do have some beautiful craftsman styled windows and doors and just detailed pieces that we got with a few different packs. The windows and doors are from Seasons. And then I used some roof details that actually came with the Get Together expansion pack. But I thought they worked nicely in this home, and I just feel like this is such a cozy space. It's a pretty big home, too. I'm not sure if I wrote down exactly how big this was. I finished this a few days back. But it does have quite a few bedrooms, a really spacious living area. I love how the kitchen came out, and I think the layout is really cool. I also have 2 garages in this space, which is another thing that I saw really often for whatever reason when I was looking up houses in these areas, is this look with the staggered garages. So I decided to do that. One of them I have basically is a room that just has a car in it. I have a couple of their decorations in there, but you could renovate that and turn it into another room in this house. This could definitely be a much bigger house than it is. And then the other garage room is sort of like a skill building / laundry room. So there's a bunch of items in there that your Sims can go ahead and utilize. When it came to the kitchen, I was so unsure. I did cut out a lot of footage because I feel like every time I do a state in this series and I'm just going for maybe not the newest home, I go with the base game cabinets in like one of the brown swatches. And I almost did that because I did see a lot of houses with those, but I was also seeing a lot of homes that the kitchen was kind of renovated, but maybe not recently. And it was white and black like this. And I thought it looked so pretty and was just kind of a nice pop of like contrast in the middle of the house. And I also thought of the snow when I was doing this. I know that's kind of corny, but like I thought it looked really pretty. I also enjoyed adding this window here right above the sink that is all clouded with the ice from outside. I really, really enjoyed that. And I think the kitchen just comes out really cute in the end. And there's not too much to say about it, to be honest. I'm excited for you to see how this house came out. Definitely let me know what you think about it and leave suggestions down below on what state I should tackle next. Anything that's like very beach oriented, I'm probably going to wait until warmer months in the US, but anything else is fair game, whether it's a wintry area or a space that can be any season. I am so excited to do some more state builds. They're always some of my favorites to do, and y'all seem to enjoy them as well. So back to more about Colorado. The state was named after the Colorado River, which translates to mean colored red, and almost 70% of the state's population resides in the eastern edge of the Rocky Mountains. And 75% of the land area of the United States with an altitude over 10,000 feet is in Colorado. Like that's wild. Colorado is like so high up there, and it's a place I've never actually visited. I would like to at some point, but I haven't visited that many places just because it's very expensive to travel and I live nowhere near Colorado. But if you are from there or you've been there, tell me about it. Is it nice? What have you gone there for? Are you there for skiing and snowboarding? Are you there just to visit? Do you have family there? Definitely let me know. And of course, let me know how I did on this build and the fun facts that I talk about in this video. So, I mean, I guess they're not all fun facts. They're a mixture of just like general information about the state. And then I put in like some silly fun facts in every one. Those are always some of my favorites, whether they're outdated laws or like fun attractions. I always find that to be the most interesting part about reading about each of these states. But anyway, this is the dining room. I have a nice circle. I almost said square, and then I went to go correct myself as rectangle and triangle before I got to circle. That is a circle table. And I thought it just filled up this space nicely, and getting a little side table over here with a couple of plates and I think a plant as well. I thought this room came out really cute. It's very simple. We have a lot of neutrals going on in this home, but I think that makes it look so cozy, and I love the idea of this. And also, we haven't gotten much snow this year where I'm at, and I just desperately want it. So building something in the snow, it's just me wishing that is what I was experiencing currently. So this was definitely fun to do, and I'm a little bit jealous of the Sims that get to live here, but that's okay. In the living room here, I have this big fireplace, which is from Cottage Living. I thought it is so pretty. And then, of course, getting a TV next to it, a really big coffee table, which is 2 of the ones from Cats and Dogs that combine them together. And then I'm bringing in some blue in this room with these chairs from Paranormal, and just getting a little tray over on the table as well. And trying to fill up the rest of this room because it's a little bit of an odd shape. But I think it worked out okay in the end. I do figure it out. I didn't overly clutter this home. I didn't want it to feel messy. I just wanted it to be like very put together. And also I put this painting over here, which is of some sort of like aircraft from Strangerville. So I'm assuming it's army related. And I decided to put that because one of the fun facts that I read is that Colorado is home to the United States Air Force Academy. So I thought that was kind of cool. And I made a standing piano over here as well, which is right under that. It's basically just combining a couple of side tables with a keyboard since we don't have a proper standing piano in the game yet. It makes me so sad. I really hope we eventually get that. And then I just put a couple decorations up on top of that piano, and it was deleting things when I painted the walls, but I figured it out in the end. I also brought in some more of that blue on the curtains and the wallpaper on the other side of the room. And then I opted for a chess table over here as well because we have a little nook over here I wasn't really sure what to do with, But that's a really nice skill building item in the game, even though in real life, I haven't met very many people with an actual chess table like that. In The Sims, it's such a useful item. Anyway, moving on over into the entryway now, I just wanted to have some storage by the front door, a place to hang up coats and store all of those big like puffer jackets and all of that. And we got a nice fluffy rug in here. I do have some like ski storage out on the front porch. And then there's more stuff like that in the garage as well. I wanted to have a nod to those sorts of activities, especially because I do end up moving this into the world of Mount Komorebi. So your Sims are going to be literally right there. It'll be nice that your Sims can go ahead and do all of those fun winter sports in this home without having to have a loading screen, because I do end up placing this lot directly right there. I believe it ends up being placed on the lot that normally the onsen is on, so that should give you an idea of where it's located. But just getting a little side table over here and a mirror, keeping the decorations pretty minimal in this entryway as it is just an entryway. But as that plays out, let's go back to some of our fun facts about Colorado. So we were just talking about the land area being over 10,000 feet. 75% of that in the United States was in Colorado. But also, Colorado is home to the city Leadville, which has the highest altitude in the US of 10,430 feet above sea level. A lot of my fun facts have to do with altitude and things like that, because that's just the nature of Colorado. And actually, I think it's a really fun fact that I ended up moving this to Mount Komorebi, and it's on the lot that normally there was a hot spring on, because the world's largest natural hot springs pool is located in Glenwood Springs, Colorado, and it runs 2 city blocks long. I wasn't thinking about that at all when I placed this house where I did, but I think that's just a really fun coincidence. So this is the garage I was talking about that has some more skill building items. We have the washer and dryer in here, the decoration box from Seasons, and lots of skis and snowboards stocked over there, as well as some coats and stuff. There is a bike in here. Actually, what skill building? I have an activity table in here, which is the one you can play cards at, but I believe I put the woodworking bench in the other garage, which mostly just has a car in it. And this one is more so of like a laundry room and extra storage. And I think it looks so cool. It looks very realistic to me, so I was quite happy about that. I also put a little heater over in the corner, which is from Snowy Escape as well. And then we're going to have a little bathroom here on the downstairs floor, on the main floor. It's kind of tucked in the middle of the house, and it's pretty simple. It's just got everything you would need. Actually, I think this one's only a half bath, so it should just have a sink and a toilet, and lots of this exposed stone that I put throughout the house. Since I do have that on the outside on the chimneys, I thought it would be really nice to include on the interior as well. So this room back here is actually going to be an office, but it also has a Murphy bed in it. So it could be additional storage and additional bedding for your Sims. So if you have a Sim that's going to stay over, or you can turn this into another bedroom. I just felt like it was too big to just be an office. It's such a large room. I thought it would make more sense to have a Murphy bed in here. So I was happy to do that. I don't use them too often outside of like tiny homes. So it was nice to include that in this space as like a spare bedroom / office, which I think is a really good use of space. Because at least in my experience, a lot of people who have spare bedrooms, they don't get used that often. So you might as well have it as another room you use for other things as well. That can be a spare bedroom when you do have company over. I know like the couple of people I've known that do have spare bedrooms, it's usually just junk storage. Like all the extra stuff they have is like piled all over the bed. So I thought this was a good use of that space. But anyway, we are upstairs now, and I'm going to be working on the upstairs bathroom. Which does have a shower tub combo in it. And there are 3 bedrooms in this house that I am going to decorate up here. But like I mentioned, there's a few different rooms downstairs you could turn into an additional bedroom. We have 2 garages and that office space. Those are all very good rooms to go ahead and convert if you needed more space in this house. So definitely some options. Before we get any further in the video, though, I do have a few more facts that I would like to read. Sometimes I forget about reading the facts, and then it's the end of the video and I didn't say any of them, and that's always very sad. So Colorado is the only state in history to ever turn down the Olympics, which I thought was very interesting. And also Colorado is home to the world's first rodeo, which was held on July 4th, 1869 in Deer Trail. The federal government also owns more than 1/3 of Colorado land, as there are large areas of national forests, grasslands, parks, and monuments. And Colorado is part of the Four Corners, where you can be in Colorado, Arizona, New Mexico, and Utah all at the same time. You've probably heard about that before. The 4 states meet in like one point in the middle, and it looks like 4 corners because it's like 90-degree angles. So you can stand in all 4 at the same time, which is really cool. One thing that I thought was really interesting is that they once had 3 governors in a single day in 1905. You can read some more information about that. It was quite interesting to read about how that happened. And Colorado is also home to the world's largest flat-top mountain, which is the Grand Mesa, which is near Grand Junction. I thought that that was quite interesting as well. Everything's about mountains and height. So the last 2 I have for you, one of them has something to do with some height, but the other one doesn't. So the highest suspension bridge in the world is over the Royal Gorge, which spans the Arkansas River at a height of 1,053 feet. And finally, our last Colorado fact, ending on a fun one, the name Cheeseburger was trademarked by Louis Ballast of Humpty Dumpty Drive-In in Denver, Colorado in 1935. So, home of the word, the cheeseburger. I like it. I thought that was quite fun. But anyway, these are the bedrooms I'm working on now. This one's a teenager's room using this bed from high school years, which I think is so pretty. It's not one I've used this swatch of before. I've been going through and playing around with the swatches in high school years a lot more recently because I realized there's so many of them that I haven't used yet because we got like 5 new beds. Oh, technically 10 if you count the double and single versions with that pack. So I have not used them all yet. So I definitely have some more to explore and like play with and decorate around. And that's very exciting. So that was one that I hadn't done before. And then this is going to be the other bedroom. I was kind of imagining this house just had 2 teenagers in it and a couple of parents. So both of the rooms are quite blue, but this one's like black and blue and the other one's more pastel-y. And I had fun decorating the spaces. I thought that they were quite nice. The rooms are a little bit weird shaped. At least this one is just very long and narrow. But I think I made it work okay in the end, just using lots of posters throughout. Also, I was able to get a couple of these side tables over here that are a little bit more narrow since this is only a 3-wide room. And I'm using obviously a darker color scheme in here, and I really, really liked it. I thought the black and blue was quite fun. I combined a couple of dressers from Tiny Living together, and we just got a little desk over here, lots of clutter with like books and clothes and open magazines and all of that sort of stuff. I thought it looked quite realistic, and it's a color scheme I just really enjoy. I've always been a little bit more into darker colors. Most of the things I own are black. My whole wardrobe is like that, and I was definitely like the goth kid in high school, so it's always a fun way for me to decorate in a space that is just a little bit more me. So getting a guitar over there, I moved the clothes under the desk, and then of course trying to fill up the walls some more with various posters. And then I got a stereo up here on these dressers as well. It's so big. Did anyone else have one of those giant like stereos with the 5 CD turner in it that had like the big speakers on the side, but the middle part was huge? It had the 5 CD turner and 2 cassette areas. Let me know if you had one of those growing up. That was like my big Christmas present one year, and I loved it. But with that, we are coming to the end of the video. I really hope you enjoyed this. Thank you so very much for watching. Let me know which state I should tackle next and how I did on Colorado. If you like this video, make sure you give it a big thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you have not already, and click that bell to be notified of every single time I upload a new video. Thank you so very much for watching. Enjoy the screenshots, and I will see y'all next time. Bye, everyone.